You're listening to Winnipeg's Classic 107. My name is Simon Rusnak. Jazz Winnipeg just recently announced the headliners for the 2024 TD Winnipeg International Jazz Fest, a milestone year as they celebrate their 35th anniversary. To hear more, I'm joined by Artistic Programs Director Zachary Rushing. Welcome back to Classic 107, Zachary.
Thank you, Simon.
Always wonderful to have you here, and congrats on a milestone year, 35 years of the Jazz Fest.
35 years. This is our 33rd festival because we took 2 years off for COVID like the entire world, and we can't be more thrilled to be back bringing live jazz to Winnipeg.
So you're bringing live jazz to Winnipeg, and you're bringing in some special guests to celebrate. Preservation Hall, one of the headliners this year. Exciting stuff, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes. Preservation Hall hasn't been to Winnipeg since 2013. It's been more than a decade. So we're incredibly thrilled to welcome them back to the stage at the Burton Cummings Theater, where they're going to throw a New Orleans-style dance party to end all dance parties.
Well, I mean, you want to celebrate a birthday with a party, and 35 is a big one. So they certainly know how to bring exactly that to Winnipeg. Of course, mainstays from the French Quarter and New Orleans really maintain that spirit of New Orleans jazz, right?
Absolutely, yes. Also, while pushing it forward, I think people might be surprised at how contemporary the band sounds.
One other thing, who's going to be opening for Preservation Hall?
Preservation Hall's show is going to be opened by a local group called Kind Neighbors. This is a project of saxophonist Sean Irvins that he does with Aaron Propp. They've played one show in Winnipeg, actually in our Fort Garry Hotel season this past fall, and it's incredibly beautiful music that they're putting together. So definitely worth coming to check out just for that, honestly.
Yeah, mark it on the calendar. That's June 20th. And then just a couple of days later, Veronica Swift is going to be here. Tell us a little bit about her.
Sure. This is the show I'm personally most excited for as a jazz singer myself. Veronica Swift is one of the great young jazz singers in the world at the moment. She just released her third record for Mac Avenue, self-titled Veronica Swift, and it is a whirlwind of genre hopping and exploration, and she just has these incredible vocal chops to pull all of those elements into like a really masterful stage work. It's going to be an exciting show.
You mentioned one of the exciting young performers today. She released her first album when she was like 9 or something like that, which is just unbelievable. Comes from this musical jazz family.
Exactly.
Phenomenal singer, bebop singer, incredible scatter too. I mean, like, she is just going to bring a whole bunch of energy, has toured with Wynton Marsalis and Benny Green. And speaking of Benny Green, that segues nicely to another one of the concerts that's going to be happening at Knox United, right?
Absolutely. Benny Green is coming. He actually just put out a record of all solo piano works. So he's touring that this year. Really excited. It's really great to see a masterful pianist do something at the piano alone. It's an entirely different concert experience. And at Knox United, it's going to just sound incredible. So Jocelyn Gould Trio is opening that show. She'll be back in town for the festival from her many travels abroad.
Yeah, she is just touring and touring and touring, and rightfully so. What a phenomenal player. And yeah, like you say, that a solo pianist up on stage, especially at Knox, and that wonderful acoustic that it brings. Who else is going to be exploring that space through the lineup?
We're presenting 2 other main stage shows at Knox United. On our opening night of the festival, Friday, June 14, we're presenting this band Isaiah Collier and the Chosen Few. Isaiah Collier, also speaking of talented young musicians, is in his 20s, and he's just taking the saxophone world by storm. He comes right out of the sort of John Coltrane, Sun Ra, Afrofuturistic, post-bebop traditions. He also plays drums and sings just to, just
why not?
Casually talented. Yeah. So his band is opening our festival that night, and we're also welcoming the Pasquale Grasso Trio on Monday, June 17. Pasquale Grasso has been described by Pat Metheny as possibly the greatest guitar player alive. He's really well known for adapting pianistic jazz language, sort of like in the style of Art Tatum or Bud Powell, to the guitar in a way that no one really ever has before. So, I mean, it's a show for guitar nerds and jazz fans alike.
Yeah, why not mark it down on the calendar? I mean, this whole festival just sounds like it's a sort of new school meets old school vibe. Is that fair to say?
Definitely, and a real jazz festival this year as well.
Yeah, which is a nice one too, right? I mean, for the kind of straight and narrow jazz fans, to those looking to hear something a little bit different, we are living in the jazz world through the TD Winnipeg International Jazz Fest. And this is just the first wave of planned announcements. When can we expect the full lineup release, Zachary?
We have 2 more tiers of announcements. So very early in April, we're going to announce the rest of all the ticketed shows we do for things like our Club Series shows and other things. And then very shortly after that, we'll announce all of our outdoor free programming at Old Market Square and some other exciting new things as well.
Yeah, we're just going to have to follow along and can't wait for that. One last thing. When are tickets going on sale?
Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m.
Yes, for those shows that have been announced, the rest we'll just have to wait for. Lots to check out online at classic107.com or head to jazzwinnipeg.com. Zachary, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.